Welcome back, everybody. Where Thanos does his finger snap and then gets copied for the next 4 years. Destiny 2.
Yeah.
We were in between recordings. We were
stop
talking
talking to me.
about how Destiny 2, the final shape came out. Spoilers ahead. The main bad guy revealed himself after 10 years, and then we killed him. And Fist was saying how it's kind of like he's doing the same thing as Thanos did. Like he's getting the MacGuffin to reshape the world as he sees fit. And I was like, yeah, loosely. But I think the way he went about it was different. It's not like he's cutting half population or anything.
Yeah.
I think the main thing that he wanted to do was, again, the tragic backstory. He wanted to end all suffering because he could have the power to do it. And the way he would do that is like he would lock you in your greatest moment for all eternity.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's whack, super whack. And we weren't down for that, so we killed the shit out of him. So there's how am I going to say this?
I don't know how you're gonna say this.
I'm going to compare it to Dark Souls.
Okay.
Some would say Dark Souls has a rich backstory, of like world building and all that shit, and it was really interesting to deep dive into.
No. Okay.
Because they do a shitty job of bringing it forward while you're playing the game.
Oh man.
So you have to dig through item descriptions
watch a
and
10
all
hour.
that stuff. And some people like suck that down like it's I don't know, God's
something
gift to Earth.
worth sucking down. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's amazing how they tell this. And it's like, yeah.
You mean by not telling?
It
yeah.
was cool. It was cool. Maybe the first
little
couple of
bit,
times.
yeah.
Now it just seems like a cop out. So Destiny kind of has the same problem where, the story is kind of told in lore tabs.
Yeah. Especially
So
in the
you have-
first game.
Yeah. So you have like Destiny history buffs that go through all the lore tabs and they make videos of it. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of story there. There's a lot of deep, rich story that's worth telling. Would be cool to see in the game. So one of the stories that, everybody's been the history buffs, the lore buffs have been trying to decode is the Murmur, Mayan.
Oh, the Winnower. Yeah.
Winnower.
Yeah. That's it.
So Winnower's like, if you think of Kingdom. Oh, should I even get into Kingdom Hearts?
It's just
that's probably a bad
I mean,
reference.
you could like Google what a winnower actually does. It's like the person who fucking cuts the fields or some shit like that. I think.
Yeah. So there's like two main pantheon gods in the Destiny universe. There's the Gardener and the Winnower.
Oh, you
right?
cuck.
The Gardener is the Traveler, supposedly. We
should've
still don't
taken
know
that
what the fuck
one
the
off.
Traveler is.
That's too bad.
And we assume the Winnower was the Witness, which is the main bad guy that we met, like 4 years ago, and then we killed him this year. But in one line of dialogue during the raid, he's like, "You think I'm the Winnower? I'm not. I'm just his first knife." And I was like, okay.
Oh no, not this! No. I think I caught that in when you were streaming it or some shit, and I didn't even. Thing is, I didn't even know what the fuck that was about until 3 days later when I started watching that 10-hour video, that elaborates on the lore. Which by the way, 10-hour video to make sense of the lore. But a good video though. But
Yeah, very, very good video. Shout out to both.
yeah. But yeah, now like I remember him saying a thing about that, but I don't remember exactly what. And you saying that now, like, oh, that's really, oh, that's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So,
they're
like,
pulling
he specifically says, "You thought I was the winnower? I was but his first knife, and nobody tells the knife how to shape things." I'm like, okay.
Oh man, that's
Okay.
That's so in World of Warcraft they and the thing is they didn't even do this. But like they kind of did. So in the Shadowlands expansion, they introduced
one
this
line of dialogue, bro.
so in the Shadowlands expansion, there's a character called the villain's called the Jailer. There's
Nice.
right? And they pretty much make him like fucking Thanos. Where, you know, he's trying to fucking reshape or recreate the universe in the way that he sees fit and that kind of shit.
Well, when did that come out? Before or after Thanos?
After. It was 2020? Yeah, 2020.
Do we have any Thanos type characters before Thanos?
Probably. It's just that when it comes to the like kind of subdued personality, or you know, like Thanos is not over the top is the thing,
right.
So that's where it's that like that motivation mixed with that personality or that delivery that like is I think that is Thanos is I guess what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, in Shadowlands, this guy's thing had the same motivation, same kind of delivery. And what they wound up doing that everyone hated, and this is when I started playing WoW, or started like kind of dabbling with WoW a bit, was that they kind of went and retconned a lot of story beats or whatever. I'm not fighting that fucking dude again. They kind of went, or sort of, yeah, I guess kind of like retconning, where they went and took major events that happened in the story and kind of made it seem like it was him all along that was orchestrating it.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, oh, okay, all right, well, you know, like for example, the greatest villain in you know Warcraft history, I think that most people will say is the Lich King. And so what makes the Lich King is the or not what makes him that, but like the main thing about him was the helmet that he wore. And pretty much afterwards you find out that it was the Jailer who instructed his minions, which were these also have been there since God knows how long demon type dudes, to give him the helmet. Yeah, and it's like, you know, this is a hey, I've been here all along that you're writing in 13 years after the fact or some shit like that.
But they're
or 12 years.
The witness.
What?
They're not like continue.
No, what'd you say?
No, I said they already did that with the witness. Like Witness was already that dude for previous bosses, so it's like everything that happened, right? Like we have a whole pre-Destiny thing of like the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Apparently the Witness was already there and caused the Dark Ages looking for the Traveler. And
even though that was all told
and then
after
Callus,
the fact, right?
Oh, Callus was a boss, and he's only here because he found the Witness. And you know, the Hive are only evil because of the Witness.
Yeah,
like all these bad guys that we found in #1, we found out were only bad guys because of the Witness.
So you know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about you want to know what's funny about that? You want to know what's funny about that?
What's funny about that?
It could be in another video. Could be in a 3 HP video. Could be in one of our earlier videos.
Right.
I asked, or maybe we just have this conversation. I know for a fact that at the very least we had this conversation, you know, offline.
Yeah.
That
a long time ago.
Yeah, like not terribly long. Like, you know, when I was playing Lightfall last year,
right,
where I was asking about the Witness, and I was just like, did they kind of like retcon shit to have the Witness just make sense in this? Yeah. They've never been in here. And at first it was kind of like, I remember the response was something along the lines of like, oh, and, you know, maybe not that bad or something like that. And it's like, I don't know. It reminds me of the Jailer. That's why, because, you know, at the very least in
the the thing is, it's like with that, they've always been alluding to a thing that it was, the darkness.
Yeah, the darkness was
what
like
is
a
the
very,
darkness?
intangible thing until the witness came along.
Yeah.
I think.
And then
Fuck
like
off.
what was the in the very first Destiny, very first year, whatever, you had the lady, I have no time to explain why I don't have time to explain
Yeah, and they made a fucking
type
weapon
shit.
called.
And it's like even then they were alluding to a big bad. And
yeah,
all right. And the big bad, it's always been a thing. I don't know if, like, as time went on, it became the witness. But it always alluded to a big bad, and in the
they
end,
probably
it
just
it
took
was
too
the
long
witness.
to fucking like get to that.
10
point.
years. 10 years, bro.
Yeah,
Like that's the Light and Darkness saga is what
Oh,
they call
fuck
it.
me.
Is at an end. This is the
Yeah.
jumping off point. This is fine. We're done. I don't feel any like I have to play this game anymore. I finished this arc of the story. This is my Halo. This is my Halo 3. We're done.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Oof. What was I saying? Shit.
Well, I guess just to further elaborate on the Shadowlands thing. So yeah, it was just like they went and had him do retcon a bunch, or they like retcon a bunch of shit just to make him fit into it, to make him seem like, hey, I've been doing all this shit the whole time, and like no one cared. No one cared. Everyone hated it. And then at the end, where I guess I'm tying this into what you said about the winnower thing. He goes as you beat him, the end of the cutscene, or sorry, the end of raid cutscene after you beat him plays. He goes, "Oh, but they are not prepared for what is yet to come," and then he dies. And it's just like, you're doing it again. You literally did this
Yeah,
like
you
4
did
expansions
it
in a row where
again.
there's an even bigger bad, and it's still not enough. What the fuck is going? Like, why?
Yeah,
Stop!
like
Stop!
you could make an even bigger bad, but you don't have to, like, hello?
Don't dupe everybody.
Hello?
Don't keep constantly duping everyone is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You can have an even bigger bad than your previous enemy, but it doesn't have to. You
Fuck.
don't have to do it at the expense of what the previous enemy did.
Yeah.
Like the previous enemy could have just been the one-off thing, right? And you can have one that's even bigger bad that they just never met. They've never clashed, so you didn't know that there was a bigger bad. And he could be his own thing, and he can be menacing on his own. You don't need to diminish your previous enemy just so you can give some clout to your new enemy.
Yeah.
It seems hokey. It
is hokey.
seems lazy.
Yeah, it is because just like, oh, how do we, how do we tie it in? Everything has to be, it has to be the main story, and then you realize whatever you've been making this whole time is like anything but main. So how do you do it? Oh, there's a bigger one.
And it's like, again, I feel like I'm definitely the odd man out here, because I talked to all my Destiny friends about it, and they're all like, oh, this is cool as shit, this is great, this is fantastic. Everything that I've been saying for the past 2 episodes is being well received, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I have way less time invested compared to, I think your average Destiny player, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was fine. It's just, it's not. The problem is just it takes too long to. Also, specifically because of the way that I experienced that ending, definitely, I will say objectively, had an impact on it. Or my enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But I don't know. I never felt like storytelling was Destiny's strong suit in the first place, to be honest. Especially in the, granted, my experience with Destiny is I played Destiny 1 shortly after it came out,
Right.
and I thought that was ass. I did not like that at all.
Okay.
Okay, cool. The gameplay's fun. Everything else about this is just ass. And sorry, when I say the gameplay is fun, I meant the shooting is fun. Everything, what you do with the shooting sucked. The way they made anything hard was just by making it take more shots and you dying like 2 hits, and that's not fun. And that was, I specifically remember doing a Nightfall back then, which back then Nightfalls were strictly like sweatfest. And it was like you would just hide under the stairs while the fucking like big cabal man would keep shooting at you. That's just bad. That's not fun. I don't know who likes doing that. That just sucks. So
well,
like,
you had the icebreaker back then, and you can have unlimited special ammo and shoot from
yeah,
the,
but you know,
staircase.
yeah, but you know, that's even when you solve it, it sucks. Like that's the thing. Like, what happens to the exciting gameplay on the high end? Oh, well, you just hide under a staircase and she's a boss. Yeah. So like,
I'm not saying that the game I've invested 10 years into and multiple thousands of hours
I got better
into.
as time went on.
But you know, you're right?
Yeah.
Even at the beginning, there was some atrocious, some fucking war crimes that the developers made against their people.
Especially for grinding, like, bro, you could tell they didn't have enough content ready to go, so they had every grind take forever.
Yeah. Where it's like, you know, maybe any sensible person wouldn't have stuck around, but I did.
Yeah.
So it's
funny,
like,
that's why I left. I remember I did like 5 strikes in a row and didn't get a single thing that upgraded my light level, or like even was not better as in like stat wise, just like in terms of light level. I did like 5 strikes in a row and didn't get a single thing that was better than anything that I already had. And I noped the fuck out of there. I was just like, nah, this is a waste of time. Fuck this shit. And like I had killed the stupid fucking ball like 3 times amongst those 5 times. Like that was so fucking aggravating. And so like nonetheless, so my time with Destiny was like that was pretty much the start of Destiny 1 before any of the DLCs had come out. And then I didn't even look at Destiny was a meme to me until I think it might have been right before Forsaken came out or some shit, because they gave it away for free on PlayStation Plus or some shit. So I was like, all right, whatever, I'll do it again. And then I was like, oh, there's an actual campaign in this one. Whoa, hold on. There's at least something here to play. Because the other one, like, the campaign was just a fucking suggestion. Like, you were really just doing, like, you know, open world objectives until they wanted to hit you with a cutscene is what it felt like, if I remember correctly. So, I played through that, and then I think it came with like Warmind and the other Curse of Osiris. So I played all that stuff. And I was just like, okay, Curse of Osiris is really, 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 really bad.
Yeah.
Warmind is, I thought it was all right. It's just that it was like good. 1 hour long or something. It was really short, but at least like, oh, yo, is this a new boss? Like, that's the only time you ever fight a worm, I think, or at least that I've seen.
Yeah, Worm God, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you find out later it wasn't really the Worm God.
Okay. All right, well, you know.
Which, you know.
There's a reason why they don't let people play that one anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, then, that was a choice. That was mine. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man.
But then I played Forsaken.
Why can't cool things be cool? Why do you...
Yeah. I mean,
it's
same
like
with like...
you diminish your previous accomplishments to make the next thing have some gusto, and it's like it to me it ends up like overall just diminishing both experiences.
Yeah, I mean, this is a topic for probably next video, but I at least want to go over, like, you know, because we talked about The Witness and you know, and I brought up the WoW dude, the jailer. And it's like, I guess what makes a good villain, because I feel like we're right now in a swing. Well, you know, I'm gonna leave that because we don't have much time left in this one, so I'm gonna leave that for next one. But yeah, I guess, you know, so compared to everyone else who played Destiny, like and when I enjoyed Curse of Osiris and Warmind, I enjoyed it to the point where I just like finished it and then didn't play anymore. And then Forsaken.
You have a semi-healthy relationship with Destiny.
Yeah, and then
you play the game for a while and then you stop.
Yeah. And then like a couple years after that, I guess it was like Shadowkeep was kind of fresh at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I went, I got it, and I started playing. That was the first time I played a lot, and I played Shadowkeep and Forsaken. I was like, okay, hey, yo, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is a lot better than what I remember it being. And I played a lot. We did that fucking Garden of Salvation raid.
Yeah.
And then I took like a fucking 3-year break from the game. And played Lightfall last year, and then once I was done with that, I didn't touch it until the final shape came out. So like, I don't play it around the clock like a lot of Destiny players do,
Right.
or like all year long. Like, I just don't do that with any game. So maybe for like, if you have that much Stockholm syndrome, you might you might think that ending's like great. I think it's all right. I think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
all
it's
right.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just being fucking negative Nancy.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Especially because of the seasonal model for Destiny, and like the fact that it pretty much, you're only gonna follow this if you play the game all year.
Yeah. So far, the seasonal, like, there's only been one seasonal episode. They're releasing more content, for smaller content, more frequently throughout the year now. This is the new model they're going for.
Yeah.
And the first week of this, since they released it, is looking pretty good. You know, you get some story, you get some lore, you get some
Get an event.
old characters coming back that elaborate on how the world is changing
Yeah.
after, you beat the big bad. And it's like, all right, if this continues, it's cool. You don't have to commit like hours upon hours, and you can just be like, hey, I'm here now. And
It's
then
just if it
come back.
sticks around. That's really the main thing. Like, it's I mean, I guess, maybe, we don't know. I guess we technically don't know whether or not that this stuff is going to have anything to do with whatever will be the main plot in the future.
Yeah.
But it's just if it sticks around, because like I wish I could go back through all the seasonal content I missed, because it's all story that, or at least as far as I know, it's story that seems to be important. Maybe some of it's not, but like enough of it is. And to have it be so that if you're a new player or returning player, you come back and you're like, how the fuck did we get here? What happened? Like,
Yeah.
like
all you got is a cutscene explaining everything.
yeah, like in every, like when I think of Final Fantasy or WoW, I especially fucking Final Fantasy, but like Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
you go
You start
back and
from the
they're like,
beginning.
yo, you're gonna do the story, you're gonna like it, or you're gonna spend $60, 60 extra dollars, give that shit to
Yeah.
us. And in Destiny, it's just like, oh well, what season then? That content's just gone forever. It's just like, well, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I put like 300 hours in Destiny last year, and by the time the final shape came along, I had no idea how the fuck we got here. And it's just like, imagine saying you put 300 hours in a game and you don't know what's going on. Like, that's that's fucking like that. Even with WoW, it's not as clean. It's definitely not as clean.
Right.
But you can go back and replay those expansions. Like I said, it's not as clean, but you could go back and do it. And it's just, it's one of those things that, like, I think that's just a victim of the live service model that they chose, and why I just always saw Destiny as not being like a strong story type game. Like,
It's not.
especially because the first one, the whole no time to explain shit like that was that was like everybody.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I guess, talking about story shit, I'll have to wait until next time. We're continuing to talk about it, I should say. Goodbye,
All right.
everybody.
So long.
Sayonara, sucker.